What's up, guys? Promised this cut test, the CRKT Shenanigan. Acuto steel, supposed to lie somewhere between 440C and VG10. If it did, I would be happy with it, honestly. Even if it handles like 440C, I'll be happy with it because that's a fairly good steel for EDC. Sharp looking knife though. Like the colors, I like the blade, I like the nice hollow grind. Definitely a sharp looking knife. I did not polish this edge up for this test. I'm gonna make you hear the autofocus. That's some green tea I'm drinking there, trying to get on this health thing. I did not polish this edge. I sharpened this. What is that beeping? Huh, anyway. This is as high as I went. This is 45 micron diamond lapping film. So 45 micron, I'm not sure of what the grit rating would be. Probably 300, 320, something like that. It could be 250, I don't know. It's no higher than 400 and no lower than 200. Somewhere in between there. But to my surprise, this is a hair whittling edge. Even at this coarse 45 micron edge with a nice amount of stropping, it whittled hair. So it's a fairly refined coarse edge, and you're not going to get to be able to see it very well. But it's a rough edge. Something I'm going to do new, I got a USB microscope, and I think in the next couple of days I'm going to implement this new program where I do the cut tests, but at the very end I'm going to have a little segment where I show the blade at like 200 magnification before the test and the blade at 200x after the test, and that should give another data point just visually. So sharpness, it's ridiculous. I mean, like I said, it's hair whittling. Even though it's a very coarse edge, it's hair whittling. And let me tell you, it is grabby. And when I mean grabby, it is unbelievable. So it should cut rope fairly well. Should have tipped my pinky up for that. New section of wood. Again, roughly 9 feet of 3/8 inch sisal rope. The knife should cut pretty well because it's a nice high hollow grind and a recurve. So let's just get to it. Wow. That toothiness is getting right through that rope. That's surprising. Not surprising, really. I always test sharpness after the first few cuts. It's doing very well. I wish you guys could feel this. That toothiness is amazing. It almost feels like I'm sawing through it, but it's a nice clean slice. I like that hollow grind as well. Not much resistance at all. The geometry is really good. Oh yeah, the edge geometry on this is about 40 degrees. So not too acute, not too obtuse. Very nice. Very nice. Still slicing cleanly. And I mean, you can see just by the wear on the blade that I'm cutting mostly right here, and that's where I was just slicing the paper at. So very nice. Very nice. Like I said, the fit and finish on this thing is awesome. Leaps and bounds ahead of all other CRKT knives that I've seen and handled. I'm going to speculate and say Ken Onion is the reason for that. He probably put his boot up somebody's ass over there and got him doing right, at least on this knife. Going to go ahead and test sharpness again. Very well. See, this is where it poses a problem. I left this with a coarse edge, and it's doing very well. I don't know if it's due to the edge, the finish, or the steel. So I may do this test with a coarse edge, and then do this test again, taking it all the way to 10,000 grit. See which one performs better. Let me know if you guys would like that. You guys that actually listen to my videos all the way through. If you don't, then you won't know I said that. It's cutting very well. No hot spots whatsoever. I mean whatsoever. It's a very ergonomic knife. Extremely ergonomic. No blade play. Nope, no lock stick, nothing. Holding up very well. Somebody asked why I don't use gloves while I'm doing this test, and because I was complaining about the ZT hurting my hand. It's because I want to know if the knife is going to hurt my hand during hard cutting. Ergonomics are just another data point for this test, so why would I rule out ergonomics by wearing a glove? I mean, I want to know if it's going to be comfortable. So that's the reason. Still slicing cleanly. I can definitely feel some bite to it right here. Like it's not wanting to get through it very well, but it still does. As you can see. That's right there where the blade's been doing the cutting. No visible damage. It's still cutting really well. So far, that's good news for Acuto steel. I guess we'll just keep going. Let me take a sip of this green tea right here. This shit's hot. Alright. This knife really does cut well. Good performer for $59. Let me rephrase that. Excellent performer for $59. Speaking of gloves, Kylie mentioned, Knives and Stuff, mentioned that a nice Kevlar glove would suit me well for the rope pan. I agree. I've cut myself many times doing this. So got some nasty spots in the edge, but I can't push cut anymore. But it still slices. Still slices really well. Clean part of the edge, another clean part of the edge, just to show you. And now, part that we've been using, still slicing really well. And just to show you that that is indeed the part of the knife that I've been using, you can see the wear marks from the rope. So that's definitely the part of the blade that's been doing the cutting. It's right there. Right there in the hook of that recurve. Very nice knife. I really do like this thing a lot. Gonna go ahead and finish out the cutting. Let's try and do this last 2-foot strip all in one stroke. start to feel a noticeable difference in how it's cutting. So it is dulled, or it has dulled. It is dulling as we speak, and getting to the point where the cutting difficulty is increasing. Last cut, got through it nicely. Alright, let's move this out of the way, and then let's test her out. Still able to cleanly slice, not cleanly, but it's still able to slice. Not much you can say about it. I mean, it's the edge is still there. I mean, it is just barely phone book paper slicing sharp, but it is indeed phone book paper slicing sharp. I mean, there's no getting around it. It's sharp. Sharp enough to cut this paper at least. Right here, it is dulled to the point where I can run my finger along the edge. So there's no bite left in the edge, but it's still acute enough to do work, if that makes sense. There is no longer that high razor edge sharpness on here, but the knife didn't lose that acute edge and deform to the point where it's butter knife dull. It's still holding its apex very well. It's just lost all the bite. Up here it's very bitey, and down here it's very, very aggressive. Right here it's pretty dull, but still sharp enough to cut. I don't have a coffee cup handy, so let's hone our edge on a little ultrafine ceramic. Let's just do 2 swipes. Just one on each side. And let's see what we have. Nice edge. Very nice edge. This is what I'm talking about when I said I'm getting into the lower end steels. Just experimenting with them. It's because you can do so much work with them and then have them back to more than working sharp instantly. I mean, you saw I did 2 swipes. It took me maybe 2 seconds. And I have a knife that, that you wouldn't want to mess around with. This thing is sharp again. Very sharp. So yeah, don't cull a knife just because it doesn't have the next premium steel that you've seen. I like what Kylie said about it. Any modern steel made by any modern steel company, I don't know what you would call them, foundries, is going to perform very well. Whether or not it'll hold its edge through 1,000 cuts of double ply cardboard, which this wouldn't do, but S90V would, or it's just a low vanadium steel like this that needs 2 seconds of TLC to stay sharp, they're all good. I want to stress that when you're talking about steel and edge retention, there is no bad. It's all good, just different. You know what I mean? I like the steel. It performed damn good to be a budget steel. I mean, they listed it as being 5960 Rockwell, which I can believe, just based on how stable the edge was. And it took me literally 2 swipes to have it back to beyond hair shaving sharp. So nice knife, CRKT. If you're listening, keep doing more of this and less of that other crap. And maybe you can compete with Spyderco and Benchmade one day. But Ken Onion, if you're listening, you did a good job on this knife. Very good build quality for the price tag, and very good steel, honestly. Very good steel. So anyway, look forward to the review. I'm going to use this knife a little bit more and carry it, and I'm going to do a formal review on it. But yeah, look forward to that review coming up in maybe a week or so. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this. This budget steel performing this well, and being able to be holding back the sharpness that easy. I like it. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm into the lower end stuff right now. Not really lower end. I'm not meaning low end. Just more affordable, high performance, affordable high performance steels. That sounds really good. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys, and I'll see you next time.